Let's take a look at the block layout planner and how you can use it to organize your life. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and welcome to my Planner Basics series. We are diving into all of the different layouts that are out there and learning how we can make them functional and work for us. This week, I am taking a look at the block layout. This is a very popular layout for students, for teachers, but I have found it to be a very functional layout for all parts of our life. So I cannot wait to dive into this a little bit more with you. As always, I will link supplies down below. I do have this layout available over in my shop in multiple sizes, so be sure to check there. All right, let's dive in. All right, let's take a look at the block layout. This is the one I actually use for work. And what I love about the block layout is it lets you kind of segment different parts of your life. So instead of having a planner for fitness and a planner for your schedule and a planner for your tasks and a planner for finances, all those different things, you can actually fit so many different categories within a block planner, which is one of the reasons I really, really like it. So you have the days of the week at the top. Monday through Friday have all of the different blocks in them. This is, again, originally geared towards students and teachers. So I think students would use this as like math, reading, science, social studies, so that they could mark what was happening in each class. And then Sunday, they did not need all those blocks for Saturday and Sunday. They would have that more of like a to-do list, and that's how it would function. However, us planners took this layout, perhaps because we got used to using it in school, or perhaps just because we like changing things up, and we made it our own. And that's one of the reasons I love this layout, because you really can make it your own. So I'm going to start out by just taking some boxes right here, adding these on. You don't actually have to do this part of it. It could just be, you could just write it in right next to it, but why not add a little decorative feature? I'm going to use these as labels. And the reason I like doing this is I label the different categories and you can change them week to week, which is something else I think is awesome, because some weeks you have some different, very specific things. Perhaps you are planning for an event, a birthday party, and you have a bunch of tasks that have to do with getting ready for that specific event. Maybe you're prepping for a trip. Maybe you have an extra work project that you need to label for that particular week. I like being able to change that out and adapt that in my planner, which is why the block layout is really functional for me. So we have all of our labels over here. Let's just go ahead and fill some of them in. So some of the things that we plan for on a regular basis. This is just going to be, if I were using this as kind of my catch-all planner, not necessarily my work planner, but my catch-all planner, I would start right up here at the top. All right, we're going to go with schedule right up here. This is just to keep track of all of the craziness. This might be tasks or chores or things like that, things that need to get done. I might also want to track fitness. That might be something that I am looking for as well. Maybe I'm going to do finances. And I'm going to do meal plan. And maybe I'll just have this one as miscellaneous. Maybe this is just some extra things that are going on. So from here, think really simple, really straightforward. I'm just going to pull out, I've been playing with some of the mega books that I have from the Happy Planner. You probably just have some things that are going on a regular basis. Let's go ahead and pull out some boxes as soon as I come across it. We're just going to use some basic boxes. So this would be where you would track your schedule for the week. You got an appointment here. Let's go ahead and put, you could use bullet points, you could use functional boxes, whatever works for you. Some different things going on. I always love overlapping boxes. Not everyone loves that. That's totally fine. You do you. whatever works for you. And this, again, you would just fill in what is going on in your life in these different sections. So I love getting it set up like this just because it's easy to see. I almost always have the schedule at the top. To me, it just makes sense to make sure I know what's going on in a particular week. And let's go ahead and add some. Even though I don't have the labels over here, I probably still have some things that are going on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I want to make sure that those are planned for. So we have all of our functional boxes, and again, this is where you're writing your appointments. Maybe you have a 9 a.m. meeting at school. Maybe maybe you have a 3 p.m. ortho appointment. This one, maybe you have several things. Coffee. Oops, I can spell coffee. Coffee with friends. Gymnastics. 4:30. And soccer. Gymnastics at 6. So different things that you might have going on. Hang out with neighbors and church. Picnic at 1. So you can see, just filling in your schedule from there. Then tasks, really, really straightforward. Let me grab a bullet point stencil. This is super easy. You can just draw in your bullet points for each day. It's just so simple to keep it organized in that way. I usually only do 3 bullet points a day, 3 main tasks for a day. But it's up to you what you are looking for, what you have going on. And I like dividing it like this because sometimes I think of a ginormous task list, like a huge task list for the whole week, and then kind of divide it up during the week. So I would probably, on this particular spread, do some sort of running list over on the left and then divide it up for each day. These are the things I'm getting done. So I always use the example of some of my home chores. So Monday would be bathrooms, laundry, Tuesday dusting, laundry, maybe groceries. Wednesday is kitchen. Laundry, are you getting the hint that I have a lot of laundry to go over? Laundry, Thursday, floors, laundry. I might have to call doctor, okay? Lawn, laundry. And then you can fill in the rest of your tasks. If you have tasks on a weekend, I often have tasks on Sunday. So I might even make a list here. I probably would even have my lines. Go ahead and draw that out. I could use a sticker as well, just for a longer task list. This is me like prepping for the week. So I might have meal prep, laundry, as you guessed it, straighten, pack lunches, etc. So things to get ready for the week. I would just add my own to-do list over there. Fitness. For your fitness tracking, this might be where you are tracking how much you're walking, how much you're working out, those types of things. So I would probably, if this were my full-on layout, I'd probably use a sticker to identify what particular fitness thing I was planning on doing for that particular day, something like this. And then I would literally fill in, like I did this many reps, I walked this far. I did this kind of stretching, whatever the case may be. I would probably organize it in that way to track. I may or may not do totals at the end of the week. That's a new thing that I've been trying just in this box over here, maybe tracking what I got done for the full week. And you can even add it in to this section over here, which is a fun way to kind of change it up. You can see this Saturday and Sunday just gives you a little bit more, like I have a lot going on that Sunday. So maybe on Saturday I'm working out and on Sunday is my rest day. So I can just chill on that day. So I would just use this to track what I was doing. This would also be a great way. You can divide this up in different ways, and I'll show you one more example here in a minute. But if you're wanting to track your eating, tracking different things, this gives you different boxes to keep everything organized. All right, so I have finances within this layout. You could change this up, but let me show you. If I were tracking everything all on the one layout, I would probably use this one to make sure I knew when my paydays were. So I would probably say payday here, and maybe I'm getting paid on Friday as well. 2 paydays, 1 week. What a great week. So I could track that as well. And then maybe I'm also keeping track that I have a bill due on this particular day. This is just breaking down some of your more typical things to see it all on one spread. And I think that is the beauty of the block layout, is that you can see multiple things on one spread. So I might say payday, payday, bill due, and put more information if this were my functioning planner, bill due. So that way I'm tracking some financial things. Maybe I track some extra expenses. I could also keep a running tab over here of things I spent during the week, or even over here kind of as a little mini ledger during the week. All right, meal planning, that's kind of self-explanatory too. I mean, I would just write the days that we're going to cook. Apparently we have time to cook on Monday. It looks like Wednesday's rather busy, so perhaps that is more of an eating out moment. I might write the days that I plan to cook, the days that I plan to eat out, just so I can track those different things during the week and understand, see what's going on. What I love about meal planning on the same layout as my schedule is that I can see things. So I see that we have lots of stuff going on. So I might say dining out on this particular day at Chick-fil-A. Let's be honest, that's probably where my family will end up. All right, and then I can just plan out my meals, spaghetti and tacos. Grilled salmon and Swedish meatballs. Big fan. Okay. I tend to plan out weekday meals and then not on weekends, so that actually works really, really well for me. And then miscellaneous might be other things I'm tracking. Maybe I have an emphasis on gratitude for a particular week and I'm wanting to write something that I'm grateful for each and every day and give it a special little moment. That might be something fun to do. It's always fun to bring in some extra little stickers. Let me see. Let's add some of these and let's add some gratitude moments, because why not? I would probably use boxes for those. So that is what we're going to do. We're just going to add a little sparkle, because there's nothing wrong with some extra little sparkle in your planner. You can see that with the block layout, the decorating might be a little bit more minimal. You might have some spaces that are open. Maybe you don't have something going on a particular day, so you have a little bit more opportunity on those days. But spaces might be a little bit more open. So I would probably have almost like an alternating look right there. Not the straightest sticker I've ever put down. Just tracking gratitude through the week might be something that I'm looking for. Maybe you are tracking something else. Maybe you're wanting to do your water intake. Maybe you're wanting to, I don't know, write out what you're reading each day, just different things like that. There are lots of ways to use this in that way. All right, let's talk about some other ways that you can use this particular layout. I'm going to grab some more boxes right here to label my different sections. You can use this layout. Like I said, I like to use it for work. Specifically, I work in social media. So I divide up all of these boxes by the things that I need to get done, the different parts of my job. And I think a lot of our jobs do have some of these different sections. So I would label all of these working their way down like this. Again, not the straightest stickers I've ever done. Mine looks like this. So I have the top section. Let me use this because I have a little bit more room. My top section is labeled Patreon because that's the first thing that I want to address every day. Then we have film/edit. That would be content that I'm working on, product, anything that needs to be done that aligns with my product production, packing, adding things to the website, stuff like that. Then I have this one, I put social. So this is when I have specific posts. This is also where I write release dates and things like that for different companies, coaching. And then I also have check-in. So for me, check-in means, did I check in on YouTube comments and Facebook comments and IG comments on a particular day? That is how I kind of organize it. You can label this in a million different ways. So for instance, if you're wanting to use this as a health and fitness planner, what I love about it is that it actually focuses during the week, and then you get a little bit of a breather on the weekend. Not to say I don't do work on the weekends. Sometimes I have tasks that go on, but you get a break. Same with health and fitness. So I like to give myself just a little bit of grace on the weekends. So when I have used this as a health and fitness tracker, I have labeled these different things, including sleep, exercise, and then I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. So I track my sleep habits, I track the movement or exercise that I do, and then breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, tracking that through the week. On the weekends, I might make notes. I might set some goals over in this area to use to set my intentions for the week, but it lets you divide up different segments of whatever that part of your life is or whatever your whole life is, and then but still see it all in one big picture, which I think is a fabulous tool for achieving and tracking goals, whether it be health and fitness, finances, whatever the goal might be. I also happen to think the block layout can be a really different way to approach some creative journaling, meaning a different way to approach how to check in with some different parts of yourself. So you can label these in different categories. I sometimes like to do a check-in with myself in some different ways. So body, mind, spirit. I always love gratitude, joys, and sorrow. Okay, here's what I mean. So you may be checking in each day, and this might be just almost a running checklist of your day. I probably wouldn't end with sorrow. I'd probably switch the two, but you might be checking in on a particular day. How does your body feel? Are you tired? Are you energized? Are you sore from exercise? You're just writing a couple words, just checking in. How does your mind feel? What does your mind need on a particular day? My mind needs time to take a break. My mind needs a walk outside. My mind needs to read another chapter in the book that I'm loving. What does your spirit need? I would probably end up writing a verse or a quick prayer request right here. It depends on how you are digging into that part of yourself, but it kind of starts with the very physical and then gets a little bit deeper. Gratitude, listing out 3 things you're grateful for, or even just one thing you're grateful for in that moment. Joys, what is bringing you joy in this day? And what is on your heart? I think it's important to identify, to not just gloss over, but just to identify what's on your heart, what's weighing on you. So checking in with your sorrow. Again, this is not the typical format that you might use for a journaling process, but this is almost like a bulleted list version, and it might be an interesting way to change up your journaling process or to add into your health and fitness and wellness. All right, we talked earlier about that you could include finances as just one line on your spread, but you can also do a whole block layout for finances. Let me just pull this out so you can see what I'm talking about. And again, you're focusing on the weekdays, you're giving yourself a break on the weekends. So I would probably have this top one as income, marking when I get paid. Then we have bills, those regularly occurring bills, and then expenses would be things that you were buying, eating out, going to Target, all of that business. Then I would probably have a debt tracker, noting when I was paying towards debt. And I would probably also have a savings tracker, especially if I had a fund for specific things that I was saving for. Savings tracker. And then I always love a miscellaneous just because there are other things. This might be where you write questions that come up, maybe an investment, something else where you're just taking note. This gives you a way to see things in a different format. And I have found that if you're using a paper planner, you're probably a visual person anyway. And sometimes seeing things in a different format than you typically see them might spark something, might get you to be engaged with your finances a little more, which is always a wonderful goal to have. All right, so you can see the block layout planner has a lot of possibilities for how to track different segments of your life. You can get everything onto one planner page just like this, or you can take things and kind of expand them out and look at them in a different way through the block layout, which is what I think a lot of people like about it. It just allows you to compartmentalize or break things apart in a different way. So that is kind of my insight on the block layout. I would love to hear from you. Have you given it a try? What do you use the block layout for? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button, because I do have a whole series of videos coming out that really take a deep dive into all of the different planner layouts so you can get a chance to figure out which one might work best for your needs. As always, I will link all the supplies that I used down in the description box below. The block layout insert is available over on my website in 3 different sizes, so you can pick one that works really well for your needs. I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. What a fabulous community over on Patreon, and we would love to have you join us. It's a great group of creative, crafty people, and I think you would really enjoy it. So if you want to find out more about Patreon, you can start your 7-day free trial by clicking the link down below. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.